Hello everybody, welcome back to Cemetary Mary. I am back in college. There might be some background noises because I'm right next to a street, and there might be some cars honking and some trains and some ambulances and stuff. But other than that, this should generally be okay as long as I can keep my personality up. Anyway, I noticed something when I put my little screen recorder on. I noticed that Cemetary Mary comes in at 832 times 666. What does that mean? Is Cemetary Mary satanic or satanic? I probably spelt that wrong. But anyway, it is very possible that we have a satanic game on our hands, boys, because of that 666. We don't even have to care about the 832. Screw you, 832. We got 666 right here, boys. I'm having a spasm. Let's go. I'm obviously joking about this. Let's load the freaking key. No! Wait, hold on a second. Hold the door. Whoa. Whoa. Where'd my saves go? Hold on a second. Boys, I was about to have a panic attack up in here, but I got my saves back. I was about to die. So last time on Cemetery Mary, we were gonna go to this guy's house who makes coffins and look at his coffin making expertise and collection. Let's see how that goes. Let's go. Getting off the bus at the closest stop, I walked to the location Reginald told me I should go. So we're kind of in the middle of the situation already because I kind of went through it a little bit in the last game before I realized I need to stop the video because it was going on for too long. So I hope that's okay. If you guys want to see where this is going, maybe you should watch the other video first. Or all the videos, or just watch all of my videos. Thank you. Anyway, no, it's okay. You can watch whatever you want. I won't get hurt by that. All right, let's continue anyway. He told me it was a bit of a ways off the sidewalk and not too close to many buildings. It had honestly felt like I was walking into a whole new city. It definitely wasn't as brick and mortar as back where I'm used to being. There were so many trees and buildings were so spread. The grass grew in such a way that it didn't feel overgrown despite reaching a bit above your ankles. That feels a bit overgrown to me, I'm just saying. I walked down the town's cracked sidewalk until I came across a pebble path, and following it down I caught sight of Reginald's workshop. It was so old-fashioned. It was big, but completely made of wood. It almost looked like it was its own little cottage way out here. It's his own it's his own wooden coffin. He works in a giant wooden coffin, making coffins. But it was charming, and I liked it. I went up to the door and gave it a few gentle knocks. I didn't hear anything at first, but then there was a sudden noise. Oh, he does not look happy at all. Reginald opened the door. At first, he had a not-so-happy expression on his face. It was only for a split second, but I noticed it before it changed. Ah, Mary, you're here. Maybe he has somebody, harassing him or something. Maybe the police are on to him and they keep knocking at his door, and he thinks it's the police again coming to check and see if he's the Blackwood Dutcher or not. Come in. So glad you can make it. I took a step into the workshop. That's a very woody coffin you got there. It was so cozy in here. There was such gentle sunlight flowing in through the windows, and the smell of sawdust was prominent in the air. But it was a good kind of sawdust smell. Smelled like productivity and hard work. I actually just started my break, but you're free to look around and ask about things in the meantime. Are you sure? I don't want to bother you on your break. Oh, nonsense. I can't think of a better way to spend my free time. So, you're curious about... Oh, yay. This is a lot more woodsy than I expected. Are these your work clothes? Are those new tools working for you? Of course they should. They're new. Are you always here alone? Is that your work in the back? Are you always here alone? Oh, not always. Okay, just about always. But it's alright. I don't mind. I get to meet up with some others when they need bases and all. So, I'm not always alone. So don't worry about it. Besides, are any of us ever really alone? He winked at me after saying it. This is a lot more woodsy than I expected. Oh, you think so? Yes, I do prefer to keep things a little more natural out here. It takes a bit longer, but it's more than worth it in the end. Better for environment as well. Are these your work clothes? Oh yes, do you like them? Oh yes, I like them. They look very nice. Your hair is still a bit looser, don't you think? Haha, yes. You're not the first to say that. But it's hard to control it all, and I can't bear to cut it. No worries, though. I assure you I haven't had an accident since. And, if I do, then you can just tell me that you told me so. Oh, wow, it looks like it's gonna storm outside. New tools that you just got working for you like they should be? Wait a minute, hold on, let me fix something real quick. Extravagantly so. Let's see if this works. Oh no, I made it too big. Maybe that will work, but it doesn't. I think that's because I had you helping me that day. Are you secretly a good luck charm? Haha, I think I feel more like the opposite, if I'm honest. Oh, come now, don't say that. You haven't let me down yet. Is that your work in the back? Indeed it is. It's just the base right now, though. Nothing too special about it yet. I think it looks pretty good, though. Especially since it's not like I know how to do any of this stuff. Well, if you'd like, you could take a step inside. You could be my little tester. I don't trust this. Whoa, really? Sure, I mean, haven't you always wanted to know what it was like to actually lie in one? I know I have. Why don't you try it then? You try it, I'll put you in the coffin. Yeah. I'd like to try it if it's okay. Of course it is. I wouldn't have offered otherwise. I stepped inside the coffin, even though it was still standing upwards. I crossed my arms as if I'd been lying down in it. Reginald gave me a teensy wave as he lifted the lid and placed it over the coffin, encompassing me in the darkness inside. I don't trust it. How's it feel in there? It's cozy, I think. I'm sure it's a lot cozier once it's finished. Is this what goth people do on the weekends? Maybe we'll add some nice cushions and some shiny finish to really put it over the top. Yeah, I always did wonder what it feels like in those. I guess you'll have to let me try it again when it's finished. Let me out now. Hello, Reginald? He is the Blackwood Dutcher. He's gonna bury me alive. You're still there, right? Hello? This is a prank, or he's gonna bury me alive. Guess I'll just let myself out then. Huh? I had pushed on the lid in front of me, but it didn't budge at all. I pushed harder, but to no avail. Reginald? Can you hear me? I'd like to get out now. Hey, how much air is in here anyways? I tried pushing again, no use, and no matter how much I yelled out to him, it seemed as if Reginald had just vanished. Hey, let me out of here, please. I punched the lid in an attempt to get out. I felt pain surge for my wrist as I did so, put your legs to your chest and kick the door open. Put all your effort into it. That's what I would do. But still, I did it again and again and again. Help me! Please! Let me out! Let me out! Please! I can't get out! Please! I feel like I'm gonna die. Finally, I was let out. I struggled to catch my breath as I was met with the face of Reginald, who looked quite shocked to see me in such a state. Mary, what happened? Are you all right? Where were you? Didn't you hear me screaming in there? No, someone had knocked on the door. I figured you would be able to get out on your own, you look shaken. Just a little bit. I just got so nervous when I didn't get out. I'm sorry. No, I'm the sorry one. Really, I'm so sorry. Today was supposed to be nice, but I shouldn't have left you alone. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you, okay? You really don't have to. It's alright. I hope he's not the Blackwood Ditcher, 'cause I ship them. I'd feel bad. I mean, if this is romance, I ship them. If it's friendship, I still ship them. If he's the Blackwood Ditcher, I might still ship them. It wasn't your fault. It is my fault. Besides, I won't feel good about it unless I do something to make it up to you, okay? It's just how I am. I stayed for about less than an hour after that. It became pretty awkward after my little panic, and Reginald still looked like he felt really bad. I told him I'd let him work in peace. He told me it was okay if I wanted to leave, but he'd like to see me again soon. We said our goodbyes, and I left, not wanting him to feel any worse over it. I didn't do much the rest of the day. Oh, they're both so awkward together. It's nice. I had, planned around this. But now I don't feel up for doing much at all. I went back home and decided to just relax. I was sure that once I was fully calm, what happened today wouldn't have seemed so bad at all. So I spent the rest of my evening at home, until it was time for bed once again. I've got something to ask you again. Are you there? Yes, I am. I want to ask you something. You just did. What? No. Something different. Go ahead. Are you trapped? Are you trapped? What do you mean by that? What are you doing right now? Is it because you want to? Or do you have a choice? There's always a choice, even if that choice is to do nothing. But the choice I've made was with the best intentions in mind. Good night, Mary. I went to bed after that. I don't know if it becoming easier to sleep at night was a good thing or a bad thing. Regardless, I slept. The days following were mostly uneventful, but I think that's probably a good thing. I didn't need something to shake things up even more. The first 2 days that passed, I did my usual hobbies. I went to the cemetery. I placed flowers. I planted flowers. I didn't really talk to anyone, but that was fine too. On the 3rd day, it was raining, so I decided I would stay home. I decided to finally take out the Magna I got from the library. I hadn't started it yet, and today seemed like the perfect day to. I lit the fireplace as I cuddled up with a blanket next to it, expecting to spend quite a while sitting there. I don't know, whenever I read Magna, I kind of go right through it. Like, it takes me about 30 minutes. I don't need a whole ass fire to read some Magna, is what I'm saying. But that's just me. Maybe that's a really, really long book, or she's a really, really slow reader. Or she likes to appreciate the illustrations. Who knows? It was a thick book. Oh, it is a thick book. Great. But I was sure I could finish it all in a sitting. That's how I like my Magna. All in a sitting. As for its contents, well, it wasn't the best Magna I have ever read, but it was still really interesting and captivated me nonetheless, as most Magnas do. The story was mostly light-hearted, and at some points even felt like a comedy. But I had just gone into a part that was a bit more serious, making me all the more invested. The main boy was hopelessly in love with the main girl. Yay, some illustration to look at. That was obvious enough from the start. Despite this, he didn't want to be her boyfriend. In fact, he didn't want to be in a relationship with her at all. The magnet had been pretty comedic up to this point. It was mostly about the boy taking wild steps to keep the girl, his friend, while also not wanting it to evolve into more, or even insinuate he had feelings for her. He never explains why he doesn't want to date her, just that he doesn't. But now it appears the girl had grown feelings for him in return, making things all the more complicated, and it looks like the boy was ready to confess why he felt the way he did. I was completely immersed as I turned the page, only to be met with... What? Oh, how terrible. Someone had vandalized the pages with some sort of black paint or nail polish, it seemed. I turned to the next page to make sure the rest of the book was alright. Sure enough, the other pages were also scribbled in black, except for one. There was a drawing on it, and what looks like some kind of writing underneath. It made me feel disappointed and uncomfortable, hopefully. I know it's not all that uncommon for edgy teenagers to write in the books and all, but still, this belonged to the library. Shouldn't damage it. I tried to look on the bright side and think that maybe it was a donation to the library instead. But someone had drawn in this book when they owned it and donated it without realizing? Still, though. Did no one check to see if the book was in good enough shape to be donated? Well, there was nothing I could do about it now. I made a mental note to tell the library of the damaged book when I went next, and flipped back for the beginning pages to make sure I didn't miss any of the other marks. But when I did... Oh, shit! This is cool, by the way. The page one I was just on looked like it didn't look like that didn't look like that before. This is really cool. This is a really cool segment. All the characters, it was like they were looking straight at me. I turned the page and it was the same. All the eyes were on me. Completely startled, I had thrown the book away from me. It's a haunted book. Ooh. But I didn't see where I was throwing. And in my panic, I threw the book right into the fire. That's probably where it belongs. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I wanted to save it, but it was too late. Putting the fire out wouldn't have saved it. It was already pitch black and burning into ash. I smacked myself in the head. I was always so careful with the library books, and now it was haunted, though. It's different. When it's a haunted library book, you should probably burn it, so it doesn't fall into the hands of other people, so they don't get haunted and stuff. I was always so careful with the library books, and now I just let one get completely destroyed. Stupid. Ugh. Even though the books was beyond rescue, I still had to clean the fireplace now. Oh no. I sighed and gathered the proper tools to clean it. Kneeling in front of the fireplace, I heard my phone go off. I picked it up shortly after, worried that it might have been Crovin needing something important. But it was Reginald, once again. Hello, Mary. How are you feeling today? Me? I'm okay, I guess. Are you sure? I still feel terrible about what happened the other day. What do you mean? When you got stuck, remember? Or, well, perhaps it's better if you don't remember. Haha. How come I never heard anybody knocking at the door or anything? Why didn't Reginald tell me that someone was knocking at the door and just assumed I could get out? I feel like he did that on purpose because he gets off to people suffering or something. It's not a masochist, it's a sadist. Maybe he's a sadist. I didn't read that. Well, anyways, I've still been feeling pretty awful about that. I was thinking of ways I could make it up to you somehow. And luckily an opportunity had recently presented itself. Oh, you don't have to do anything. Really, it's all right. Please, I think you'd really like it. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. In fact, I'd say it was meant to be. It's so perfect for you, after all. You see, I was recently invited to a funeral, and who better to invite with me than you? Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you feeling all right? Oh, yes, no need to worry. It was no one close, just someone I used to know a long, long time ago. I hadn't seen him in ages, so it surprised me even when I was invited. But since I thought you would like to come. You do like these events, right? Well, I guess I can't deny that I do, haha. But are you really sure it's okay for me to come? Of course. I think if anybody can put the fun in funeral, it's you. Ah, shucks. It's kind of a weird date, though. Not gonna lie. Reginald forwarded me the details of the funeral and told me where I'd be meeting him. Despite our area's pretty cemetery, this funeral was going to be entirely in a church. I had never been to a funeral in a church before. Each one I've attended had been outside, and it's a lot easier to walk into one that's held outdoors. But now I was invited, and I could not deny. I did feel a little excited. Is that bad? I've never really gone to churches, but they've always seemed so pretty from the outside. I just never had any reason to go. But now I do. I kept in touch with Reginald until that day, always double-checking the details, such as time and location. I didn't want to be late or hold anything up, or cause any disruption. Reginald kept assuring me it would be all right, though, and that he'd wait for me outside, so I wouldn't get too lost either. On the day of the funeral, I wore my usual attire. It's one of the great things about dressing like this. I'm always funeral ready. I mean, that's not the only reason I dress like this. I just like to look edgy all the time. I just like the color black a lot. Edgy all the time, aka. But I think red is still my favorite color. Probably. When I turned down on the street the church was on, I spotted Reginald standing on the front steps. He spotted me in return and gave a polite wave as he waited for me to reach him. Why, don't you look nice? Well, I always wear this, so I always look nice. Oh, really? I'm just wearing what I always do. Haha, yes, I know. But it's nice look for you. Ah, right. Here, take this. Reginald handed me a small package of tissues. I know you're not one to cry at these events, but just in case. Oh, thank you. That's very considerate of you. Do you think you'll need them too? No. I'm not much of a crier, I'm afraid. Besides, I think it's hard to be sad with you around. He's a strange one, but I ship it. Reginald opened the door for me, and I stepped inside. I had already admired this building from the outside, but never been inside before. The ceilings towered above us. The walls were clean and dark, and the tile floor below us gave a pleasant sound when stepped on. He gestured to the direction we'd be heading for the services. There was a lot of people. That made me happy. We all herded into the room, everyone looking for a proper pew to sit in, with nice enough view of the priest. I sat down in the closet, in closest open spot to me. In the closest open spot to me. I feel like that's might be a typo unless I'm reading it wrong. I sat down in closest open spot to me. And almost immediately, there's no way I read that wrong. And almost immediately, I felt an overwhelming sense of dread. I'm not sure what caused it. Ooh, this is a pretty imagery right here. Am I blurring out a bit? or why it was happening. Maybe it's a flashback? But it was as if the world was ending. Somehow. I don't know. I just couldn't place this overwhelming sense of doom that I was feeling. I looked around. It seemed like no one else was experiencing it. But it was so prominent to me, almost tangible, like a heavy weight that was sinking into your shoulders, or loud music that reverberated through your bones. The ceilings were so high, and I had plenty of room to sit, and yet I felt so terribly claustrophobic. I could not even hear what the priest was saying, or rather, I could hear it, but I felt as if I could not listen properly. As if they were speaking underwater. What was this feeling? It was making me feel sick. Maybe it's PTSD? Or the paranormal stuff that's been happening to us recently. I felt the temples of my head start to throb the more time went on, and each muffled noise that coursed its way through the room somehow gave me a sense of nausea, as if the vibrations of sound were just causing me to feel dizzy. Something wasn't right. That's all I could think to myself. I felt almost paralyzed in my seat, and the bad feelings continued. So on and so forth. It was hard to describe exactly how it felt. Was this a stroke? A heart attack? I couldn't pinpoint this feeling. I just knew that something wasn't right. I wasn't even sure how to handle these feelings. It was as if I entered some kind of dreamlike state. As if what I was feeling and everything around me was all some sort of elaborate dream. It was scary and claustrophobic. I felt like I had tunnel vision and the world around me was becoming blurred. All the noises around me felt so muffled and yet also so loud. It made my ears ring, and all the while the only message my brain was feeding me was that something wasn't right. I didn't want to be disrespectful to the service or anything, but I had to leave. At least just leave this room. How long had this gone on anyways? It felt like it had been hours, but I couldn't have been that case. I think I was just feeling really sick, and that's why I eventually worked up the strength to exit the room. Things didn't seem quite so close in when I did. Maybe it's claustrophobia, or like this fear of being surrounded by people, or in like closed quarters, or fear of like four walls or something. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. But I still felt tidal waves and nausea rush over me every few moments. I couldn't understand what was causing this to happen. Maybe she was drugged with the tissues. She was drugged with the tissues. Reginald gave her tissues. What if she used the tissues, put it up to her nose? What if it's chloroform? I don't know. I felt terrible. And in my dizzy state, I stumbled about until I found a bathroom. I went inside. The lights were bright and fluorescent in contrast to the rest of the church. The buzzing noises and stark whiteness of the room did not help my condition at all, as if overloading my senses even more. Luckily, I was already in front of a toilet when my sickness got the better of me. I threw up, and something definitely was not right. Whatever I had puked into the toilet was unlike anything I've ever seen before. It was pure black, and it glistened oddly in the light. Okay, this is a paranormal thing. Like ink or tar. Did this really come out of me just now? Or am I just seeing things? This feeling of nausea still hasn't left. A knock on the door. I wasn't given much time to inspect it further. But truthfully, I didn't know if I wanted to. I had just been seeing things, right? I told whoever was outside that I would just be a minute. I flushed the toilet and wiped down the seat with the toilet paper. All that murky, inky black water came up clear again, and after I'd flushed it. I washed my hands and cleaned myself up at the sink before heading back out there again. As I exited the bathroom, I was greeted by a lady and a gentleman standing right in front of me. Oh, goodness, you startled me. Ah, I'm so sorry, and I apologize for the wait. Please go ahead. Oh, that's quite all right. I just want to fix my makeup before we head out for dinner. Will you be joining us too? Huh? We saw you in the service. They're with us. Everyone was invited to come join for dinner after. Sorry if we're appearing rude, but who are you anyways? You're not some kind of crasher, right? Huh? What do you mean? How are you related to the deceased? Who did you come here with? Oh, that's just because I'm a third cousin twice removed. I'm Reginald's girlfriend. I didn't want to cause any trouble leaving the service in the middle of it. I just wasn't feeling that great, so I took off on my own, and I don't know where he is right now, but I'll see him again soon, I'm sure. Oh, I see. You must be very wound up about this all then. Sorry to bother you. Oh no, don't be sorry. It's okay. I noticed them give a weird look as we went our separate ways. As I got closer to the main hall, I could see more and more people spilling out of the end. It seems like the service was just about over, but I couldn't just leave. There was something really weird going on here, and I knew it wasn't connected. It was connected to that coffin. The closer I got to it, the more intense that nauseating pressure felt. It felt like walls closing in on my brain. And with that happening in the bathroom earlier, I couldn't just let it go. I snuck closer to the coffin. We were alone together, and the pressure felt more intense than ever. Honestly, I felt like I could puke again just from standing here. It just felt so hard to focus on anything except the pressure of it all. Something was telling me. What's inside? I don't know if it's a body. I could hardly think properly, but my brain could tell me. Was that something else? Was in there? No. No one else is around, right? Maybe. If I could just see inside, all I need is one quick glance, and then maybe my mind would be at ease. I reached my arm out towards the coffin and... Ah, there you are. Reginald. Did you get lost? I noticed you run off earlier. Is everything okay? Oh, Actually, I'm not alright. Oh, what's wrong? I don't know. I just started feeling really sick today, and I'm all woozy and dizzy, and my head feels like it's throbbing. I don't know why. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Would you like me to drive you home? Oh, that. No, it's okay. Are you sure? How are you going to get home then? No, it's fine. I'll be fine. Absolutely. Because you don't sound like all that okay. I think I just need to lay down somewhere. Can I lay down at your place? Can you help me? Ooh, actually. I'm sorry to intrude, but do you think I could lie down at your place for a little while? I think I'll be okay to go home after I rest just a little somewhere. Yes, of course. By the way, I'm not saving because I'm only doing one playthrough of this game. I feel like there's so many routes you can go in this game. I'm not going to get them all, so I'm just doing one, you guys. And if you guys want to see the rest of this playthrough, you guys got to download... If you guys want to see the rest of this game, you guys got to download this game, go through the game, because the game is really cool. I feel like if you guys like visual novels and you like options and stuff, you could get a lot out of this game, is what I'm saying. I'm not going to show you all the secrets. I'm going to go down my route, and I'll probably get the bad ending, and then you'll know how to not get the bad ending. And I think that'll be fun. Yes, of course. I don't want to go home alone, by the way, because I feel like Crow Boy's not going to be there. Here, let's get you out of here. I still wanted to look in that coffin, though. Reginald and I quickly and quietly exited the church together. Even though we were getting further from the coffin, the immense pressure I felt from standing next to it didn't seem to fade any. In fact, it almost seemed to be getting worse, regardless of my distance from it. I felt bad and a little weird about going to Reginald's place like this, but it seemed like it was my only choice. But it was fine. I had my phone on me if I needed it. In case of an emergency, I just really need to lie down somewhere. Not necessarily sleep, but just lie down. I crawled into Reginald's car with him. It smelled like one of those old pine air fresheners. But there wasn't any hanging from his rear mirror. Oh, that's interesting. Don't worry, Mary, we'll be there soon. And don't be afraid to ask for anything on the way either. You really are starting to look sick. I didn't know what he meant by that, but I didn't really have the energy to ask about it. The world around me felt like it was spinning. I hoped I wouldn't throw up again in Reginald's car, and I really hoped I wouldn't need to go to the hospital or anything like that. I probably should have paid more attention on the drive to Reginald's apartment, but in this state I was in, it was very hard to. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a bad ending. Nothing really looked quite as it should. Everything we passed just seemed to meld together into shapes. That's why he wanted to drive me home, maybe, to trap me. My head was killing me. Why didn't I think of that? I don't remember how long we even drove for. I just remember Reginald parking his car and helping me out of the other side. He let me lean against his shoulder as he brought me in through the front door. The elevator's broken, so we're gonna have to take the stairs. I hope that's alright. That's fine. It won't be long, okay? Just a little further. Reginald brought me to the stairs and helped me up them one by one. Somehow it felt like the most difficult task in the world. Like I couldn't even focus moving my own 2 feet. I didn't understand anything that was happening. I really just need to lie down. As we ascended the stairs, I heard someone else coming down from the upper floor. I didn't think much of it until they stopped us on one of the landings. Reginald, there you are. I'm so sorry. You'll need to get out of the way. Please. Can't you see I'm busy right now? This is the person who was harassing him, I bet. Come on. You can't and tell me you didn't notice it too. And when I try to talk to Miss Sherwood about it, she doesn't answer me. Have you heard anything from her? I knew she was mad. May, I told you I am busy. Kindly move out of the way. Now. I felt a shove past the poor lady. I felt bad for her, but I also felt as though I could barely walk anymore. I really hoped I wouldn't throw up again. And then, at some point, we were no longer on the staircase. I heard Reginald take out his keys and unlock his door. Here we are. I know it's not much, but I hope it'll do. But you're unwell. I shouldn't ramble. Here, why don't you lie down on the couch? Watch some TV. I'll start some tea. Maybe it'll help you feel a bit better. Okay. Thank you. I almost collapsed onto his couch the second I was close to it. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just needed to relax. I tried to listen to what he told me. Watch TV. Maybe if I just distracted myself like that. I reached over his coffee table and turned the TV on. I fumbled for the channel buttons, trying to put on something calm. Maybe a cooking show or a house show or something like that. Then I stumbled upon a channel I hadn't seen before. A screen went all static. At first I thought the TV had lost connection. But even when I filled the remote, nothing changed. It's the eye. It's the eye. When I hit the power button, it didn't turn off. It's the eye. Even though it was static, I could still hear something. But I felt too dizzy. It was hard to listen. There were words. It was almost like I could tell it was talking to me, like it was trying to tell me something. Yep, we're going crazy. We're going insane. Here we go. But I was even trying my hardest, I just couldn't focus on it. As if I was in some sort of bizarre dream. It was all hazy, swirling around and around in my head. I just needed to lie. To lie. Was this a dream? Good morning, sleepyhead. He's not an evil human being. He's a wholesome human being. Oh, I hope so. Or evening, rather. Reginald, what happened? You fell asleep. What else? You must have been feeling awfully sick. Are you feeling any better? Oh, yeah, actually, I think so. I was feeling a little better. My head still hurt, but I wasn't anywhere near as dizzy as when I was before. I'm glad your nap helped you then. Unfortunately, I had to dump your tea. It got a little too cold, but I have no problem making you another cup if you like. Oh, that's all right. Hey, wait. The TV? Did you hear it earlier? Hear what? The TV. It was making a bunch of strange noises. How do you mean? The TV was off when I came over to sit with you. Oh, I must have been dreaming then. Sorry for falling asleep on your couch. I didn't mean to. Why are you apologizing? You were feeling sick. It's quite all right. I'm sure you wouldn't let me do the same if our situation... I'm sure you would let me do the same if our situations were reversed. Wait, you said good evening earlier. What time is it? I checked the time. Oh goodness, it was getting so late. Was I really asleep that long? I stood up from Reginald's couch and told him I ought to get going. I thanked him once again for helping me so much. Of course, hopefully we can see each other again soon. Maybe at a time when you aren't feeling so sick. I made my way quickly and carefully down the stairs, hoping to catch the next bus on time. I noticed the closer I got to the bottom, the more it started to smell. It was less than pleasant. I guess that's what the neighbor lady wanted to ask Reginald about. Reginald got pretty mad at her, didn't he? I tried not to let it affect my opinion of him too much. After all, it sounded like he just was really worried about me. Or maybe the lady's a stalker. If I looked as sick as I felt, then, well, I'd be worried too. Luckily, I caught the bus on time, got on safe, walked home safe, made it home safe, and then, followed my usual routine after that. You know how it goes, be texting some strange random dude in the middle of the night. That's just how it be up in this house. I like to go to bed quickly tonight, if that's alright. That's alright. You are never under obligation to contact me every night. I know, but I feel like I have to. Do you? I'm due. Why is that? Because if I don't, I'm scared you'll stop responding. Is that so? If you disappear, I'll think that'd be awful. To never know what happened. I see. Then I will try not to. Didn't you say you'd like to go to bed quickly? Why don't you get some rest? Good night, Mary. Am I gonna fall in love with this son of a stalker? The next day is followed and I don't feel so great. I must have caught something that day, but I wasn't aware there was anything going around. Maybe it was just a bad cold? I don't know. I just couldn't help but feel so sick. I wasn't as extreme as the first day, but I still feel so horrible. I was so terribly dizzy. My head was always throbbing. I would just nap it off, but I couldn't stay asleep for long. Though sometimes I would just pass out anyways. I wish I knew why I was sick, but I didn't really want to go to the doctor just yet. Hopefully if I waited a while, it would just pass on its own. That's how it usually works anyway. So here I sit, I just hope I have enough energy to get me up later. Because sitting here, I'm not feeling too hot. I heard familiar footsteps thump down the stairs and turn into this room. Crow! Psst, Mars. You awake? Yeah, I'm up. Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm going to head out for a little, alright? What? It's just for a little, okay? I'll be back before you know it. Croven, please don't leave. I'm sick. I know, Mary, I know. But this is important, right? But what if I need something? What if I pass out again? Come on, Mars, you're not that bad. Besides, it's not like I could really do much for you. You know, I don't like to be left alone when I'm sick. I know, but like I said, this is important. It's more important than me. Mars. Hit him with that psychological manipulation. Woot, woot. Do you really need me to say that badly? I'll be okay. Are you sure? No, yeah, it's okay. You said it was important, right? So you can go. I'm not that bad. Alright, thanks, Mars. I'll make it up to you later, promise. I couldn't make him stay. I would feel bad. Even though there's some creepy stalker guy after me. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine, y'all. Crobin left the door shortly after that. And then I was alone again. I pulled out my phone to give me something to do. The light felt so bright, like it was stinging me. Even when I turned it to its lowest brightness, it still hurt. The words and images on it were almost blurry. It was hard to focus on it. I went into my contacts and hit the call button. I didn't know if he would even answer, but it was worth a shot, right? Hello? Hi. Mary? Are you feeling all right? You still sound quite sick. Yeah, I'm okay. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm still pretty sick, but it's not as bad as before. That's good, then. I hope it's alright to say, but you sound upset. Is everything okay? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a little lonely, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry I called you out of the blue like this, haha. I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry if I bothered you or something. Don't say that. You're not a bother. Thanks. Sorry, I don't know. I guess it's just because I'm so sick. I don't know what to do with myself. My cousin was just here, but he left. So I'm just feeling... I don't know. I didn't want to be alone. I'm sorry. That sounds really silly when I say it out loud. Oh, huh? I'm really, really sorry someone would just up and leave you like that. Oh no, it's not like that. I'm okay. It's just really not a big deal. Really, I mean, I don't know. I say I don't know a lot, don't I? But I just wanted to talk, I guess. I completely understand. Tell me about whatever you like, I don't mind. You're not busy or anything? Nope, I was just reading. What are you reading? Oh, just some silly mystery novel. I'm a little halfway through. Could you read it out loud if that's alright? Haha, why? I just think it would be nice, I don't know. Like, I won't feel like I'm interrupted you by calling. Besides, you have a nice voice too, you know. I could picture you making audiobooks or something. Haha, that's the first time I ever heard that. Is that my debut? Maybe. Are you sure you want me to read to you, though? You might get spoilers if you ever want to read it yourself. And you don't have context for any of the events. I think it'll be really nice. It might help distract me from being sick, too. Hint, hint. I mean, unless, of course, you don't want to or anything. Oh, please, I'd love to. Now, where was I? Aha, here we are. Ahem. But things still didn't add up. If he truly was dead at 5, then how could he have been dead at 6? Who were they trying to fool? I rested my eyes as Reginald read his book to me. I liked listening to it, even if I didn't remember a lot of it. It was nice, and lasted for a while, too. But eventually, Reginald said there was another call coming in and he told me I had to take it. So I let him go after that. Might as well have happened. It was just about dinner time. Crobin still wasn't home, though. I wasn't sure if I should prepare anything for him. I decided not to. I was sick after all. I didn't want to get him sick, too. So I mustered up the strength to make dinner for myself. Before I knew it, the sun started to set outside, and so I trudged my way upstairs, getting ready for bed. I hoped I'd be able to sleep the whole night this time. But of course, it couldn't just be that simple. Even in my sick state, I had to talk to. Well, you know. I know you want to message me. Oh? You've been eating me to the punch. You mentioned you were feeling unwell the other night, so please give tonight a rest and go to bed. I might actually listen to you for once. Do take care if it gets too serious. I will. Please do. We worry about you. Good night, Mary. Alright. And with that, I'm gonna save 3 times, because I like saving for three times, apparently. I mean, some things happen. I don't know if it really progresses the story too much, unless you want to talk about character development with Reginald and character development with Mary. Although I feel like with Mary, you kind of already know kind of everything with her, and like you don't get a lot of character development with her. Like she's just kind of herself throughout this whole situation. With Reginald, there is kind of some sort of character development because, you know, he starts as some dude that you start talking to, and he turns into a very nice guy. You don't know if he's the Delackwood Ditcher, but he's a pretty cool dude, and you trust him with your life, basically, and he doesn't rape you. So that's cool. I like that. That's cool. That's a good thing to have. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. Oh, God, that got dark. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. You guys really should check out the person who made this in this game, because there's no way I'm going to play this full game. But I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.